Hey guys, don't know what happened there. Give people a few minutes to get back here. Hey, Matt
That's weird.
was dumb. That's what that was. All right, I'm gonna grab the link here, Matt, and I'm gonna put it in the comments of the other one,
Yep.
so people are aware of it. And you can just go on with what you were saying.
So give everybody a few minutes to get on this feed
weird.
here.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys. I don't know what the heck that was.
All right, let's see. Got a couple people on, it looks like. So,
all right. Hey guys. So for those of you just joining on this feed, so sorry. The tech that we use, we're going to embrace imperfection. The tech that we use is awesome, but but we need to check with them. Apparently, there might legitimately be a 4-hour limit.
Yeah, which is weird because they don't say that anywhere.
It cut off right at the 4-hour mark. So, that would be
good information to have.
So we're going to give everybody just about another, let's say, 2 minutes to jump on. Hey, Josh. And we'll keep talking about the audio stuff and just kind of where we were going with that. So, you know what? Yeah, weird tech gremlins sometimes bite you at 11 o'clock at night. So,
yeah, that was. Where's our live cast? All right.
So again, questions and all that stuff in the comments, and we're going to wrap up because we're going to be talking about that number one way to monetize right now here in just a moment. And then also I'm going to finish answering the question about talking about the audio downloads and how the best ways to learn that are. And we've got a couple of great questions. And like we said, we got 2 more rounds of how does affiliate marketing work in the blank niche? So if you want to be the blank, you want to fill in the blank, put your niche in the comments. I know we've got some already, but yeah, give everybody just another minute to get on from that feed. So I'll
Matt, you're gonna be on your own for a second because I'm gonna send out some messages and stuff and let people know. So awesome. Don't ask me a question, because if you do, I'll probably do what you did a few minutes ago.
So what I was saying was about again, thank you guys for jumping over here. What happened? Don't know. Technology sometimes does that, right? So we're talking about the audio downloads, and I'm just going to back up a little bit and then I'll jump back because I don't know exactly where it cut off. But you download that audio and you listen to it, 6 months later, a year later, you're in a different place in life. And just like we talked about earlier, when you read a book for the second time and you catch something, you listen to that audio download a year later and it's like you're in a different place. And you catch something that you didn't catch before, and you have a different perspective on things. And I found that to be true in our business where, it has everything to do with the fact that I learned something else that now I'm able to connect to that.
Uh-huh.
And so if you know how the brain works and how you learn, especially once you reach, the age of 30 or so, and I turned 40 this month, that you connect this obscure thing that you learned today to something you learned in 7th grade, plus something you learned when you were 24, plus something you heard on the news last week, and you suddenly have a new idea that's, quite frankly, brilliant. And that happens, and that's why we recommend downloading those audios so that you can listen to them when you're on the go down the road. We don't recommend going through and studying that way the first time, but we recommend it. It'll refresh your memory. And here's what we also find is I will say something that's the same thing I said a year ago, and you remembered you heard it a year ago and it was great, but in the course of life and stuff getting away, you just forgot to implement that thing. And then it's like, oh my goodness, that's right. And we have found that. We have found that with courses that we've bought and gone through. We studied it. We took the notes. We implemented what we learned. But then we forgot about the basics 3 months later, the building blocks 6 months later, and we got away from something. And then we went through the course again, or we heard it and we went, oh, that's right. You're supposed to be doing that. Because life got in the way and we got busy, or we got focused on something else. And so that's why those audio downloads are so important. So Mark, Are you good to do another or one of our last two? How will affiliate marketing work in this niche game, or do I need to?
I can do that for you.
Okay, great.
I can do that for you. So Jeff said, "What about selling to introverts? What are things that you can offer to introverts?"
Same things you can offer to anybody else. I mean, if they're introverted photographers, you're going to sell photography equipment. If they're introverted gardeners, you're going to sell gardening stuff. If your audience, I think this is what you're getting at, your audience is introverts. Like you're helping introverts to navigate life, whatever that may be. So as far as products, it really depends on what you're helping them to do specifically. But certainly courses on confidence. Our friend Susie Moore has a course on confidence, more specifically for women, but can work for both genders. But even then, I'm going to go out on a limb and say half your audience is men, half your audience is women, roughly. With us, it's 55% women, 45% men. But it could be a course on confidence. It could be health and fitness stuff because that helps them to be more confident in the long run. It could be, speaking courses, resume. Our friend Scott Barlow has a great course on all about, finding the career that you're seeking. And part of that is the resume, and part of that is interviewing skills for introverts. All those things could work as potential products that you could promote when your audience is specifically introverts.
Perfect. All right. Let me see. There's a question. Oh, here's one. I think we hit this a while ago, but again, it was a while ago. So what do you talk about on the monthly calls, those live monthly calls?
Hang on one second. I am off on my keys.
You are
I was just sending you a text, bud. So monthly live calls. There's three basic things that we talk about on monthly live calls. First of all is your questions. It's your questions. Thank you, Mark. The questions that we see that are coming up a lot. Maybe they're coming up in the group a lot in text format, and we reply in text, but we go big time on the we go big time on the calls, and we really talk about them in depth. To answer your question, no, Mark. Okay. Sorry, Mark and I are texting back and forth to try to alert people about the errors we just had. Yeah. So we've got them fixed. Thank you guys for jumping back on. So that's the first thing. It's just answering a lot of questions. There's a lot of Q&A. Exactly what we've done tonight. We do that year round on the live calls. The second thing is updating you guys on what's working for us. New stuff. Hey guys, we tried this and this worked, but this didn't. Hey guys, we tried this and it went really bad, so don't make this mistake, right? And so we do that on the live calls, and we just share kind of behind the scenes what's working for us in terms of affiliate marketing. And then third, we address any trends. So, again, going back to the example I used earlier, imagine this is 2008, and MySpace is the big thing. And we have lessons in the course about, using MySpace. Well, in the live calls, we're going to talk about Facebook again in 2008, of course, and the same is true now. There could be a new social media, new social media platform that pops up, and we'll talk about that on the live lesson. So again, that's all stuff that you get in No Product, No Problem. And again, now we are down to 28 hours left to register. So noproductnoproblem.com. Go join us today. You'll see everything that's inside the course, inside the program, all the bonuses, all the swipe files, the templates. I mean, everything that you get, guys. It's the full package to help you build your online business. It's not just about affiliate marketing. It's really about helping you with your whole online business. So
you want to answer Pat real quick? What number 2 and number 1 were?
What, as far as the ways to monetize right now with affiliate marketing?
Yeah.
What the heck was number 2?
Number 1 we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, number 1 we haven't talked about. And I forgot, because of all the errors, I forgot what number 2 was. I forgot the order there. So let's find it. We've actually got the bullet points here.
Number 2 was promote free trainings.
Yes, promote free trainings. Sorry, guys. It's a combination of 11 o'clock at night and the tech errors that we just had that made me literally forget what I just said 5 minutes ago.
Pat asked about waiting for the replay too. Guys, the replays will be up fairly immediately. So that first section is probably available now, and this section will be available shortly after we finish. So
awesome. All right. We already talked about our bonus tip earlier, which was pretty lame. So I'll skip that at the end here. But guys, number 1, this is it's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
It's a tactical thing. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, you need a checklist. When you create content, you need a checklist. I hate checklists. I'm not a checklist person, but I use them because they keep me from forgetting to do little things. And here's the key. This is the number 1 way to monetize right now. Always look for places to include affiliate links. When you're talking to somebody, what do you recommend for this? And you say, hey, you know what? I mentioned this earlier. I'll send a text to somebody with a link. Why not? I remember a lot of our things. Like I said, mattmcwilliams.com/convertkit, mattmcwilliams.com/MailChimp. And I'll just tell people that, because why wouldn't I? It's a heck of a lot easier for them to remember that URL, especially because they know my name. It's a lot easier for them to remember that than something else.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm talking to somebody, they want me to make some money. They're cool with that. They want me to. So when you're writing content, think of ways that you can include links. When you're recording a podcast, make sure you include it. If you quote, like I said, you're on a podcast and you quote something, and that's in a book, I'm trying to find, I quote something and I'm in the book Essentialism right here. Why would I not, in my podcast notes, link to the book and make a couple bucks? When you do a video, mention the links. Here's a little tip. When you're doing, you can't do this on live video per se, but when you're recording a video, make up the URL. So I'm just going to say, I know I don't have an affiliate link for what kind of TV am I using? That's a Samsung. I don't know what. We'll just call it the Samsung Model T. That's a Tesla. No, that's a Ford back in the day. The Samsung Model T. So I would set up like I'm doing a video and like blah, 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 blah. And by the way, you can find that at mattmcwilliams.com/Samsung. That link doesn't exist. When I'm editing the video, I'll hear that URL and I'll go set it up. You can make those up on the fly. You don't even have to have them set up before you record the video. So look for ways always to use affiliate link. Like over time, it'll become second nature. I'm always looking for ways to include affiliate links. But to start off with, put it in your checklist. Like if you have a checklist for creating your content, for shooting your videos, like I have a checklist. When I record a video, I have a checklist. The checklist is make sure that when the device I'm recording it on, that the primary camera is the one right in front of me. That's number 1. Number 2 is make sure I turn on my lights, because I might forget if it's a bright day, but I still need some good lighting. Number 3 is make sure I check the settings on my audio and my video to make sure that they're set up right. Number 4 on my checklist is make sure I've got enough storage space on the device that it's going to go to, because sometimes I might have recorded, 400 gigs of video already, and I'm about out of space, and I've done this before I put that on my checklist. I got 14 minutes into a video and it did like our Facebook Live feed did earlier. It's like, you're out of space. I'm like, dang it, I'm in the middle of recording, and it throws everything off. All those things are on my checklist. And one of the things on my checklist is, are there any resources that I need to mention? And do I need to make sure I put the URLs, and remember what they're going to be? So I'm not just going, making it up on the fly there. So you just you do that. Now, eventually, I can get on and run that checklist without any issue. There's another a little thing on my checklist. Our hot water heater is about 30 feet from the studio. And so I need to remember to turn off the hot water heater when I record, just in case it comes on. It's a little things like that. And so you have that checklist to remind you to do something. One of those things is look for ways to insert affiliate links. Look for ways to insert affiliate links in your podcast, your blog, to your Facebook posts. Like before you do anything, have that checklist. So that over time, it just becomes second nature. And, it does.
And the thing with that, Matt, is, you know, what I found over and over again as we're talking to people tonight and in different Q&As we've done is it's already second nature for most people to recommend things to their friends or to their audience. Now you just need to add that step of have a specific link for them when you recommend it. Because I mean, so many times we've said, hey, you know, think of the things that you usually just say, hey, you should grab this book, or hey, you should, you know, I love this tool, you should use it. Now you just need to add that second step. And you're right, having that checklist helps to get you in that mindset. I mean, I've got to the point now, you know, I've been working with you long enough that I'm in that mindset. You know, anytime somebody asks me for something, it's like, hold on, let me grab my affiliate link. And they're always like, okay, cool. That'd be great, you know?
Yep.
But it really comes down to just having that mindset, because there's so many ways. I mean, I hope you guys through this whole thing today have just realized that there's so many ways in every single niche possible to do affiliate marketing, to promote things, to share things that help your audience and also allow you to earn some money as well. There's so many ways. It's just seeing them. You know, it's having that right set of glasses, you know, if you want to use that analogy, so that you see them in front of you, because they're there. I mean, they are. And that's what No Product, No Problem will do for you, is give you the tools and get you into that mindset, and then give you the tools to do it afterwards. But first and foremost, just get you in that mindset of recognizing those opportunities to use affiliate marketing to promote things, but more importantly, to serve your audience. And I think that's the most important thing about this, Matt, is just to remind you that that's what you're doing. You're serving your audience. It's a way for you to provide high quality products and resources and services and tools to your audience without having to do it yourself.
Exactly.
So win, 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 win.
Yeah. Win. All right. So I know we had like one more question. If you guys have any last questions, pop them in the chat.
Yes.
And then we'll answer this last question. Do one last round of how affiliate marketing works in a niche. And then we're going to call it a night. And I'm going to go rest my voice.
We're going to start this, and then I have more work to do.
I know we had one more question.
Yeah, let me get rid of this stuff up above here in our doc. There we go. Question: what if I can't get started in the course? What if I'm not able to? You know, will it be a chance in the future?
Yeah. Great question. Lifetime. You have lifetime access, immediate and lifetime access to the program. So when you log in, 45 seconds after you register, after you enroll, you're in. You're in, and then you have lifetime access. We have students who have. I mean, I mentioned earlier, go listening to the audios and stuff. One of the great things about that is again, you have that lifetime access. And so things change in your life. You want a refresher, you can go through a year and a half later. We have students all the time like, hey, Matt, I just went through the lesson on such and such, and I had a question about it. I'm like, you signed up 2.5 years ago. That's awesome. You were like one of our first students in 2017. Like, wow. And you're going through again. So that's always cool.
Well, man, I don't even know. I don't think you might not have saw it in the chat, but Mary said that earlier. Mary bought a year ago, and she said, hey, it was an impulse purchase at the time. I wasn't ready for it. Now I'm starting to dig into it a year later. So you have that opportunity. I think, though, Matt, the question was, that was a great answer. But
can you start in 30 days? Yes.
No, I think the question was, what if I can't buy today?
Yeah.
Will it be available in the future? But that was great. I don't want you to feel bad. That was a good answer.
You have to wait a whole year. That's
At
just
least,
that's how we do it. We open it up once a year. I mentioned this earlier, between Memorial Day and Father's Day every year, and then it's not available for an entire year. And the reason we do that is after Friday of this week, like enrollment expires, enrollment goes away Friday night at midnight Pacific. After that, we're completely focused on our students. So for the next 49 and a half weeks, we're all in for our students. We're not worried about trying to sign up new people and selling the course or anything like that. We're just, we're all in for our students.
If I'm being honest, I'm probably going to sleep Saturday. But after that,
I
am all in for my
Saturday and Sunday. Students. And so that's what we're focused on then. Yeah. And so, you can't sign up in 2 weeks or whatever. Mm-hmm. This offer literally is not available outside of, from June 10th through 14th, 2019, it will not be available until roughly the same time next year. This is
Well,
kind
I
of
think
our spot. We mentioned it earlier. The reason for that, just to be honest, is Mark and I coach youth soccer. And so our spring season ends like right at the beginning of May. And our summer season begins in like a week or so, or at least mine does.
yeah,
And about a week and a half. And then you got Memorial Day and Father's Day. And so it just made sense to kind of pop it right in between those two, because that way it doesn't like interrupt the flow with Father's Day or Memorial Day and all that stuff. And so literally for us, this is like about the only time of year where we're able to do this, and really focus on this. And then we focus on our students for the rest of the year. So that's why it's this time of year.
And tying it back into the first thing you said, Matt, we get people sometimes that'll say, hey, I'm really busy for the next, 45 days or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be able to get into it right now. So I'm going to have to wait till next year. Well, if you're able to get in right now, do it now, because now, if you're available in 2 months, like Matt said, you can go at your own pace. And I mean, we're going to be recording a lot of the stuff 6 week sprint wise. It won't be as great as doing it live, but you're not going to miss out. I mean, you're still going to have that opportunity to go through that information. So if you think you're going to be available, in a few months, then definitely do it. But again, Matt, like you said earlier, I mean, this isn't a 15 or a 20 or a 30 hour a week thing. That's not what we're talking about. I mean, we're talking 2 to 3 hours a week. And, I'm reminded of Zig Ziglar's comment about how people are like, oh, the kids are getting out of school though, but when the kids get out of school, then I'll have time. And then it's like, well, I'd like to go fishing. And so we're going to do that. But when the kids get back at school, we're going to do it. So I would caution you on that end too, it's been my experience that the things that are important to us, we find time for. And if you're on here, if you've been listening, so if you've been following along and you felt like, hey, this is something that I really feel like I should be doing, I can tell you that Matt and I, like you said, Matt, we're all in. Like, we're all in to help you do that, and we will do everything in our power to make that work for you. And we're super excited to do that. But you have to make that commitment now, because, like Matt said, if you don't now, your next opportunity is next year. Sorry.
Yep, exactly. I mean, I know we missed out on a full year of transformation when we missed out on like the course I mentioned earlier, just because I forgot. I procrastinated. I said, I'll do that tomorrow. And like I said, I don't regret the day that I had with my family that day. But that day caused me not to register that night. And we missed out on it. And we had to wait an entire year. And we'd be a lot further ahead if I had joined then. So don't miss out. Like, now's the time to get in. Now's the time to get in. It will be closed for a full year. So with that said, we have our last How Will Affiliate Marketing Work in this niche.
It came in just a few seconds ago. Okay. So Rose slipped in there. This is a good one. I like it.
Love it, by the way, Leia. Leia makes a great point there. Awesome. She got in last year. Life got crazy, but she's still taking advantage of the course now, and she's loving it. So awesome, Leia.
You're awesome.
Really cool.
She's cool. All right. So Rose said, my real niche, which then makes me want, it made me feel like this was like a Batman situation where it's like, I told you the Clark Kent one earlier, but the real one. Anyways.
Superman, by the way. Clark Kent.
Whatever. Batman. Whatever. Bruce Wayne. Whoever. I don't care. You know my point. It's late here too. I've been talking for 4.5 hours. Leave me alone. All right. My real niche is Adventists. Yeah, there we go. Heritage Center, which is an archives document collection for the SDA Church in Oceana. Any suggestions on affiliates to link with?
I don't know much about that niche, but I mean, obviously, we keep going back to this because it is so universal. Anytime you're dealing with anything religion-based, books, Bibles, devotionals, things like that, music, you have to think about, again, you're looking for that connection between here's what you teach, but here's where your audience is. For instance, an example might be your audience is photographers, to use that example. Well, what do they, they need photography equipment clearly, but they also need to know how to set up an email list, and they need accounting, and they need legal advice and legal forms, and they need, stuff on insurance and all those things. Like all of those are things that photographers need, but you don't think of those things. When you think of starting a photography business, you don't think of email lists and Facebook ads and, marketing and how to do Instagram and taxes. Like that's boring. I want to take pictures of people, but it's the reality of operating a business, and photographers are business people. They're no different than us. They have taxes and stuff like that. And so all of those things work into that kind of niche. And so in that particular niche, you just want to think about those things that are there. Your audience is here, you're here, but your audience is here. So what are those things? Again, I know for a fact, books would be good for them. Music, document, collection, archives, document. What are the things that the services that do that? What are the services that do that? I don't know them, but services that actually do that document collection. Services that store the documents, things like that would be very valuable. If that audience, if they're looking for, for that information or something, what are they in need of? They're in need of, I saw the comment there, researchers seeking it. What do those researchers need?
Yeah.
Again, or the different types of things that you could potentially do in that niche. And so those researchers, they need tools, they, if it's researchers, for instance, who are doing, research for books, how to sell more books, how to market a book, how to launch a book, how to, video editing services for books, editing services for videos. I mean, all of those types of things, marketing, in general would be great resources. I mean, all of those types of things would work. I know a guy, he asked me once and his niche was, like pastors. And he's like, well, when I was like, well, do any of those pastors want to write a book? He's like, yeah, every single one of them. I was like, great. Book marketing and all those things, could be, could be potential tools for them. And so, yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on. You just really got to think, okay, so my audience is researchers seeking our documents. Well, what other things do those researchers need? What are those things that are right there that your researchers need? The tools for researching that you could recommend, the tools for actually collect, you give them the document, but where do they go? Dropbox. I don't know. I'm making that up because I don't know, but Dropbox might be a tool, or other types of products that people might use to be able to store those things. So got tons of opportunities there, though.
I would, Rose said there's no money in the things you suggested. I would push back a little bit, Rose. I mean, I'm thinking of, there's a podcast I listen to every once in a while about genealogy. It's called Extreme Genes. And I don't know if they're affiliate resources. Like, I don't know if he has an affiliate relationship. He should, but things that he recommends, and he's talking to people that are, searching their family history, they're genealogists, they're researchers. And some of the things he recommends and talks about is like how to properly take care of old photos, how to restore them. And he has companies that he recommends. And so things like that, where you can recommend a service, or you can recommend a product, or you can recommend those types of things. These researchers, they're looking for documents, but like Matt said, there's other things, ancillary things that they could benefit from. And by doing this, you become a resource to them. And as you start to recommend some of these things, and it's just being helpful. I mean, really is what it comes down to. When they show up, you just say, hey, do you, we're recommending, like Carolyn's, ways to digitize documents, some of those types of things, talking about those and recommending, how to handle documents. And it might even be, maybe it's a lecture series. Maybe it's a lecture series that about that you can recommend that they're selling tickets to or something. And sometimes those are free, but there might be a conference or something, and those types of things. So there are ways, and you can find it. And again, just going back to the purpose of affiliate marketing and really serving your audience in general is to serve your audience. So you're right. Some of the things you recommend won't make you any money, and that's okay. But some of them will. And it's finding those ways and always thinking of ways, is there a way to have an affiliate relationship to help my audience, but also earn some money for my organization. So yeah, I think you're right, man. I think it's looking for those ways. It's asking yourself, and maybe it's asking them, what resources do you need? What are things that you're struggling with? What challenges are you having right now? As you start asking those researchers, you'll start finding out the things that they're really struggling with. They'll might say, man, my way of doing this just really isn't working. I'm looking for a new tool. Well, maybe you can spend 20 minutes, looking for that tool and finding it and then sending them a link and saying, hey, check this out. It might be the solution to what you're looking for.
And a lot of times with like a nonprofit, for example, I'll just touch on that. I mentioned that like 3 hours ago. Nonprofits can make a lot of money from affiliate marketing. I've worked with thousands of nonprofits, teaching them how to use affiliate marketing in their nonprofit. And it doesn't have to be as correlated as it does with business. In other words, you could have like the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. They made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year through Shutterfly's affiliate program. They were recommending cards and blankets and photo books. How they did it was, hey, we have this storefront for Shutterfly. You're going to buy through many of their people, their donors and their supporters already use Shutterfly. Go buy through our link and we get a percentage of the sales to raise money for the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be a correlation there. Now in business, if my audience is into online business, it would make no sense for me to promote Shutterfly's photo books. Some of them might have it, but there's no incentive like, hey, go use my link so I make money. That doesn't sound as good as go use this to buy your holiday cards and make money for us. So it's a different mechanism by which you promote your affiliate links when you're a nonprofit, but it works. Like I said, the Children's Hospital of Atlanta has probably made $1 million at this point from the Shutterfly affiliate program. That's just the Shutterfly affiliate program. We're not even talking any of the other stuff that they're signed up for. The Cleft Palate organization. I can't remember what it's called. They were doing $50,000-$60,000 a year through Shutterfly. There was another one. What was it? It's a pediatric dental organization for like kids who I don't remember the whole gist of it. They're making tens of thousands of dollars a year. PTAs and PTOs were making $5,000-$6,000, like single schools, $5,000 a year.
Every time I turn around, my daughter's school is wanting us to buy something.
But if you're going to buy your Christmas cards anyway, buy it through the PTA's link. It's kind of like the little thing where you like submit your receipts at Kroger and your school gets $1. Why not? And so it's a great way to raise money for stuff that people are going to use anyway. And so, yeah, it works for nonprofits as well. So with that, guys.
Just Rose, to answer your question real quick, Shutterfly is a company that does like photos and
photo books. Basically, they put your photo on anything.
Literally anything.
Anything, yeah, that you can print, it goes on.
A spoon? Could I get my photo on a spoon?
Probably, yeah. It's been years since I worked with them. So we ran their affiliate program for quite some time. And amazing company. And I love their headquarters, by the way. All right, so with that, guys, again, we're approaching midnight Eastern time. And midnight Pacific time tomorrow, 27 and a half hours from now, we are shutting down registration. Completely shutting down enrollment for almost a year in No Product, No Problem. So you don't want to miss out on this. Go to noproductnoproblem.com and join us. Join our literally hundreds and hundreds of students now. Join the community. It's just an amazing community. Awesome people. You've seen many of them tonight who've been on. Thank you guys for being on and supporting us tonight. Your energy is what kept us going. Like our NPMP students, that's our family. We love you guys. So get in there. You'll have access to all the bonuses, all the swipe files, all the templates, all the lessons on affiliate marketing, all the bonus lessons, the case studies, everything inside the course, inside the program. You'll be in for our first ever 6-week sprint where we're going to for 6 weeks, we're just going to focus and pour in so much to you guys. We're going to pour in so much to you guys over the whole year. But for those 6 weeks, we're going to be like really in with you. and we're going to help you guys. You get all the monthly live calls. You get all the latest updates, all the live lessons on how we're implementing affiliate marketing, what's working for us, what's not working for us, what's trending in the world of affiliate marketing, and how to grow your online business. You'll get the list launch challenge so you can grow your email list. Go like James Kalita, 0 to 3,200 subscribers in less than 90 days. You can do that and no product, no problem. Guys, this is the complete system for monetizing your website now, for monetizing your platform, for getting started, getting that income, learning how to sell, learning how to monetize, learning how to promote, learning how to set up a content calendar, a promotional calendar, learn how to grow your email list, how to promote on social media, how to promote in email, you name it. It's a complete system. It's at noproductnoproblem.com. And we have loved being with you guys for the last 4.5 hours. That said, I'm very tired and my throat is hurting. So,
I mean, Matt, final thing I'll say is just if you have more questions, if you go to noproductnoproblem.com, down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little button that will allow you to live chat with either Matt or I. And it really is us. I mean, I'm walking around. If I'm not by my computer, I have my phone and I have live chat dinging at me. So it really is us. It's not a computer. And by the way, just real quick, somebody popped on the other day, Matt, and I told you about this, but I'm going to rant here for a second. They popped on, they commented and said, real, what did they say? Real human, ? And then 10 seconds later said, took too long and left. Well, I was like opening my computer. It's like, geez, I heard it ding. Give me a second to respond. So if we don't respond in the first like 30 seconds, just give us a second. We are doing other things, but we are there. We are willing to answer your questions. It really is us. So if you have questions, please jump over there and ask them. We're happy to do that.
Love it, love it, love it. So, Gwen, good night to you. Rose, good night to you. Joey, good night to you. All of you, good night. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is your chance. This is your time to get in. I hope you won't do like I did and make the mistake of missing out on an awesome opportunity like this and having to wait another year. Because, I have very few regrets in life, and that is definitely not one of them per se. I think about, man, what it would be like to have been where we are today a year ago, rather than have to, wait that year. And so don't let life get in the way. Don't say you'll do it tomorrow. Because I mean, like literally guys, in 27 hours, there is no tomorrow to get into No Product, No Problem. So I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to see you guys inside the course, have you on those live calls and get to know you. Like we're already starting to get to know some of our new students, like people that is so cool. Like 5 days ago, I didn't know these people. I had no idea who they were. And now we know them, and it is just so cool. And we have like hundreds of best friends, and it is just the most awesome.
I was gonna say, like, you think about the fact, like, this is when we got to know Gwen last year.
I know,
and now she's like one of our favorite people in the world. So it's pretty awesome. Vic, number one was always be looking for ways to
now, and like fast forward a year later, and Gwen is one of the very few people on the face of the earth who has my cell phone number.
It's true.
So I hope you know how special that is, Gwen. But yeah, I mean, like we're friends, and we're family, and we're community, and we it's so awesome. It's so awesome. Yep. And it's literally like, yes, I love like my family is number one, and my wife is number one, and I love coaching, like soccer, and I love our soccer girls, and I love our daughter, and I love watching our son play soccer. But like as far as professionally, guys. This is like my greatest joy is our No Product, No Problem, students and our starters and our start mastermind. Like that's my greatest joy.
It's like right above me. It's like,
starters,
and then
you guys are like right here, and then Mark, and then, you guys are way up there. So,
oh man.
But part of it is, I get to spend a lot of time with Mark and No Product, No Problem too. So that makes it fun too. But we got all of our awesome, students, you guys are going to get to know Gwen. And I mean, Gwen Morasco, she's literally a rocket scientist, guys. She invented the system to where astronauts can drink their pee.
I mean, need we say more?
It just doesn't come out right anytime I ever say it. You're going to get to know Phil Card and James Boston, and you'll see James Kalita. We share his story going from 0 to 3,200 subscribers in less than 90 days. You'll see this, guys. You'll see Robbie Miles.
Yeah, Robbie.
You'll see Angela Crane, who we talked about earlier. You'll see Mikey Johnson. You'll see all of our new students, Vic and all of those. and Josh Lucas, aka Big Jake. You'll see all of them in there, and these will become some of your best friends. Speaking of when I was talking to her on the phone the other day, and I don't even remember why we were chatting, but we were, and she was like, yeah, and then Phil and I are doing this, and like they literally are doing business deals together now. And I was like, did you even know Phil before this? She's like, no. I was like, this is the coolest thing. Because there's so much potential inside for you, for the other students. And, we sent an email earlier and we talked about how like every time somebody is signed up today, what is Joey asking? Every time somebody joins, the program gets better because it's a new life experience. It's a new perspective. It's a new voice. It's a new person to celebrate with. It's a new friend. It's a new person you're going to do business with. And the program gets better. So Joey asked, last question, and we'll rock. Who's your professional FC team? I think, does that mean our professional football club?
Yeah.
Joey, I'm just curious. Are you referring to like
soccer football? Associated football? Who
is our favorite?
I'm trying to think what FC could be besides that.
I don't know.
If that's the question, then Sounders FC is then the answer.
No, that's your answer. It would now. It would be MLS. In the United States, it would be Seattle Sounders.
It's also the women's national team after winning 13-0.
Yeah, it would be the women's national team right now. U.S. men's national team when they actually play, and that's not
next week
because they never make anything.
No, next week.
Yeah, but I meant like when they actually play anything important.
Gold Cup.
Yeah, but anyway, come on the World Cup last time.
Gold Cup.
Qualify. It's that Sounders right now. When Nashville has a team, it will be Nashville followed by Seattle. And because I'm from Nashville, so I gotta support them. But I'll still love Seattle. And then as far as like international, it would definitely be Man City, just because
Man City.
Mark got me onto Pep, and
Pep is awesome.
He is like watching them is so fun.
Oh my goodness,
they're just the most fun team to watch. And so
it's like it's like soccer the way it was supposed to be. And by the way, Josh, I just want you to know that I like you a million times better now that I know you like soccer.
Yep.
Just so you know.
So, all right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Love you guys. Have an amazing
Thanks for hanging out.
Evening, morning, afternoon, whatever you're having right now. Have an amazing one. Remember, we shut down at midnight. Well, so 27 hours and 15 minutes from now. We shut down enrollment for No Product, No Problem. So get in before it's too late. NoProductNoProblem.com, and we will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.
See you guys.